Here's 5 ways to become more confident in life and in business. Number 1, realize nobody is thinking about you. Have you ever walked into an event, a party, a restaurant, or maybe at school, and you look around and you're going, oh man, they're all thinking about me. They notice I have acne on my face. They know my hair doesn't look too good. I think they're noticing that I put on a little weight. We many times think that because in our own minds, we're our own world. We think about our problems, our successes, our downsides, our insecurities. We think about it all day long, that when we walk into certain situations on accident, we'll assume that people are thinking the same things. Here's a newsflash. They're not thinking about you. They're not thinking about me, and they're not thinking about anybody else. They have bigger fish to fry. They got their own problems, their own stresses, and their own insecurities than to sit there and worry about some random dude or some random girl that's walking into a restaurant and thinking about what they look like and why they're not good or why they're this or why they're that. Just live your life. They're not worried about you. 2, invest in yourself. People are happier when they're growing and they're progressing and when they're moving towards something in life. Here's a simple thing. There's something I heard recently that if you spend 18 minutes a day, which equates to 100 hours in a year, you will be better and more talented than 95% of the world at whatever you practice. Imagine if you had no musical talent and only practiced piano for 18 minutes a day. Imagine how good you would be in a year. Just invest a small amount of time in your mental health, in your progression as a business person, or at whatever field or industry that you're in. And do something daily that makes you more confident. When you're more prepared, when you're better at something, when you're succeeding, your confidence goes through the roof. 3, start treating life like a video game. Have you ever played a game and you just looked at every single move and every single decision with strategy? Were you feeling emotional because something happened? Maybe you're pissed off at something. But were you overly emotional, or did you have more strategy? If something happened and you weren't doing good at the game, were you upset about it for weeks and weeks and weeks? No, because it was a video game. So if you think about it, everything that's around us today, every car, every building, every business, everything, it was made up. It was made up by someone, and it eventually caught on. Everyone has their problems. Everyone has different things that they want. Instead, what if we just treated life like a game? We strategized. We thought through, okay, where am I going? How should I dress? How should I present myself? How should I speak? How should I do things to set me up to become the most successful? You go, well, I really want to be successful and I want to make X million dollars a year. Okay, well, where do you hang out? What people do you talk to? Because if you're in a city in the middle of nowhere where the wealthiest person you know makes 80 grand a year, you don't know anybody that's successful, you have no resources to be super wealthy, I don't care how good you are, you're in a tough situation. You need to move, you need to leave, you need to think with strategy. If I was in a video game, where would I need to go to accomplish this goal? Where would I live? Who would I be around? And what would give me the best tools to be potentially extremely successful? When you start doing these things, it kind of gets, I don't want to say easy, but a lot more recognizable in the moves and decisions that you need to make that give yourself the best odds to be successful, and most importantly, give yourself the confidence to succeed and follow through on the things that you want. 4, know your audience. Nothing's worse than walking in a place and feeling like the oddball out. Have you ever entered a room where everyone is dressed to the nine and you did not get the memo? It's awkward. Everybody's staring at you. In the same sense, have you ever walked into a really comfortable, relaxed, everyone's just calm, they got t-shirts on, and you walk in decked to the nine with a blazer or a dress or something? It's kind of awkward. Know who you're talking to. In the same sense, if you walk into an interview, you're meeting people for the first time. I'm not saying that you need to change. I'm not saying that you need to act like someone you're not, but you can gain more confidence by being prepared in what am I going into right now? In my past and over the last 5 to 10 years, I've had a really diverse background of people that I've been around. And I know I look maybe cookie cutter, I look normal, but if you know anything about my story, where I went to high school, I was actually a minority. When I was in football, I was always around people from all over the country. I actually had two roommates that one was from Ivory Coast and the other one was from a different country. I'm used to being around people that aren't like me. So after a while, you learn that people have different views, different religions, different backgrounds, different perspectives. And so you learn how to communicate with different types of people in an extremely effective way that is receptive to them. If you can know your audience and you know that you can kind of adjust your style here, or maybe be a little bit more calmer and reserved around this group of people, not only will they treat you better, not only will you feel more comfortable, but you'll start becoming more confident with every single thing that you do. Last, number 5, turn your shoulds into must. If you want to become more confident, it starts with you. You have to keep the promises that you give to yourself. Nothing is worse and nothing guarantees not succeeding more than operating off of feeling. The most common question everyone that's done anything in life gets asked is, hey, how do you stay so motivated? Like, that has nothing to do with what I do. If I only operate off of motivation, well, shit. Last Tuesday, I did not feel good. I did not feel like going to the office. I still went. Friday, I didn't feel like jumping on and interviewing someone because I'd been in 4 or 5 interviews that day. I still did it. This is how you beat your competition. If you know you need to work out, do it. If you know you need to make 100 calls, do it. If you know you have to wake up at a certain time, do it. Not because you feel like it, not because you're motivated and listen to some freaking speech on YouTube or your friend or your boss. Do it because you're supposed to, because it's gonna help you reach your goals, be successful at whatever in the hell in life that you do because you are disciplined. Discipline beats talent that doesn't work hard every single day of the week. Start keeping the promises that you give yourself. I saw the greatest spike in my life in business, in sales, as an entrepreneur, and through goals that I've set through my life by just scheduling out my days. I have a Google Calendar where from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. at night, every meeting, every one-on-one, every task, project, to-do list, every single thing is blocked to the T throughout my day. So I'm not spending wasted energy throughout my day trying to figure out what I want to do next, what I need to do, how I feel. I don't feel like doing that, I'll do it tomorrow. No, it's been decided. I am following a process that I know if I'm systemized and I follow that every little detail, that I know I'm going to have a successful day. Successful days turn into successful weeks, months, years, and eventually a decade. The little things matter. Just think about this, guys. Everyone has insecurities. Everybody has doubts. But the person that does what they should do that benefits their mental health, their confidence, their talents, everything that they need to be successful, regardless of the way that they feel, will always beat their competition. Because your competition does it when they feel like it. They do it when they feel motivated. They do it after a YouTube speech, or they get put in a corner where they have no other choice. Be different. So if you guys like this video, make sure to like and subscribe so you can stay tuned and watch other new videos as they're posted. As always, you guys can find me on social media, on Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook at Grant Mitt. And as always, you guys can check out my podcast, the Grant Mitt Podcast, which is ranked top 25 in over 50 countries, that discusses a lot of these items in even more detail with more stories and breakdowns on how you can implement different things into your life to become even more successful at whatever you do. So as always, thanks for the support, guys. I hope you have an incredible week, and we'll see you soon.